Impact Award winner of the week, who is John today. But before we get John on board, I can see that David is here to welcome him as every single Thursday here on our Instagram Live. Hello, David.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Look at this, back in the usual setup, back
I
in
love
on
it.
the other side of the world in Vienna.
Oh, it's so beautiful there, and I'm so thankful to be with you. Especially that's why I've named it Thankful Thursday. So thank you
Oh,
for having me.
thank you so much, David. As I said in the intro, you are the Chief JA University Chancellor. You're the host of the 2-Minute Drill Show. You're a JA alum, and you're probably one of the biggest supporters of JA, and we're very grateful. But please also introduce yourself again.
Sure. I'm Dave Meltzer. I am a JA alumnus as well since I've been 12 years old. JA changed my life by allowing me to focus in on how I can create abundance or make money to help people and have fun in my life. And there's nothing that inspires me more than the giving back. And I have several TV shows, but 2-Minute Drill is my hit series on Bloomberg TV. It's on Amazon. And we have a whole junior achievement episode for season 3, $50,000 of cash and prizes to the winner of the episode, and every year. And then we also give a donation every episode for our Junior Achievement Impact Award winner, which you'll present today.
That is incredible. And for everybody who did not hear about this, I hope everyone knows season 3 of 2-Minute Drill will film in November, and you now can apply to actually be part of the show. Not only part of the show, but we have a special JA alumni episode where all of you business owners out there, so if it's not you, but probably you know so many other alumni who have a business, encourage them to apply for the show. And David, so I have a question for you as every single Thursday. So we covered how to pitch, you know, how to stay focused and all of that. But we got a great question from an alum who was like, okay, what if I have all the pitch prepared, I'm ready to go, but then I'm very, very nervous? So what would be your tip to like actually crush it in these 2 minutes?
Well, you know, I speak around the world. I do a lot of shows myself, so I understand being nervous and performing. And the key to not being nervous is practice. One time I was speaking in Sydney, Australia, and my youngest son, he said, "Dad, aren't you nervous?" It was at the Sydney Theater. There's like 22,000 people. And I said, "Hey, buddy, why don't you come on stage with me, and I want you to clap for me when I'm walking out."
Oh.
And he said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Will you be nervous?" He said, "No." I said, "Why wouldn't you be nervous?" He said, "Well, because it's just clapping, Dad."
Mm-hmm.
Well, if your pitch is as natural and as easy
Wow.
and subconscious and unconscious from practicing as clapping, and that's the litmus test that I use for everything from the interviews to the podcasts to the TV shows to the movies to these lives with you. I practice the lessons and the stories that I'm going to tell. So practice, practice, practice. I promise you'll be excited, which is the positive flip of being nervous. Excited is fine. Nervous is detrimental. So practice, practice, practice.
Wow, that's such great advice. I hope the notebooks are full of our alumni who took notes every single week. And David, I know you have so many resources, and guys, they're all for free for you as J alums. So please let us know where they can find all the resources and connect with you.
You can always Google David Meltzer or email me directly. I always send my books as everyone. So I have the world's biggest chancellors of junior achievement: Brian Tracy, Bob Proctor, Jack Canfield. We all have donated our content. So email me. I will even sign a book, send it to you, and pay for the book and shipping for all JA alumni. So email me, david@dmeltzer.com.
That is incredible. So David, we're very grateful to have you every single Thursday. And now I'm also excited to present our JA Impact Award winner of the week. And thank you so much, and I'll see you next week.
See you next week. Thanks, Sarah. Take care,
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everyone. So our J Impact Award of this week is John, and he's going to introduce himself because he could do that. Well, he can do that so much better than I could ever do. So the J Impact Award is given out in every single episode. Hi, John, of the 2-Minute Drill Show. And David actually came up with this idea of the J Impact Award because we want to really honor the people who have the most impact with their startup and around the world. So John, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here.
Awesome. So first and foremost, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah, my name is John Sarmy. I'm the CEO and founder of Awkward Croc Entertainment, which is the parent company for our Little ELeague esports gaming program here in Jacksonville, Florida.
That's incredible. So welcome also to everyone from the US. Actually, everybody who's watching, please feel free to drop in the chat where you're watching us from. Also, if you want to apply for the 2-minute drill show, I forgot to say that. You can go to the link in our bio. You can find all the information, the registration form, and we, of course, link all the information to John, to your business, so you can catch up afterwards with him as well. So, but John, we also want to know much more about your business, and I'm asking, well, every J Impact Award winner to pitch their business. So there you go, the stage is yours.
Yeah, sure. I'm not going to do the exact pitch. I'm going to let you guys go watch that on the show, the 2-minute drill, which is a great pitch program. But I like to start off with a story when I first started to talk with everyone. And I learned this story from a TEDx talk, if you will, about esports quite a while ago. And I really like the story because it really ties into what we're doing. But imagine you're a parent of a child. It's kicking a soccer ball around in the backyard or up against a side of the shed or the house. Would you go up to that child and take that ball away from them and say, stop doing that, you're wasting your time, you're not getting anything out of it? Probably not. You're probably most likely going to take your child and that ball, go find a soccer league or soccer club somewhere, get them get them on a team where they're getting coaching, they're getting practicing and gaming, and then after they play, the coach is going to have some words with them about what they've done right, what they need to work on. Maybe it's a whole social environment around traditional sports, so they may go out for a meal together with the team or with the parents, and so it's very close-knit. Well, there's nothing like that in gaming until now. And so that's what kind of fueled my interest in creating Little ELeague. In 2010, I coached youth sports for 13 years with my sons growing up. And we did a tournament for a fundraising event, and we used gaming. And we set up systems and we had them compete. And I was like, that was kind of my first aha moment.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, wow, this is so much fun. We'll be able to raise some money, have fun. The kids love it. Why not make it a league, just like Little League Baseball? And that's one of the things that David mentioned. It's like, just say it's like Little League Baseball. Everybody understands that kind of symbol. But yeah, it's the video games for getting kids out of their rooms and into an arena to where we can teach them core values like sportsmanship, teamwork, collaboration, communication skills, all those soft skills that parents think that they can only get with traditional sports. Now with the booming growth in esports all over the world, there's opportunities for these students.
Totally, and I think this is why we love exactly to have you in the JA family, because we are also all about education, right? We do a lot in entrepreneurship education, work readiness, and also financial literacy. And what you said is so important. Like, we have to go where the kids are right now, or the students are, or the younger generation is, right? It's not the traditional football club or they are still out there, but a big portion of them are online. So we love what you do, especially bringing this educational piece into the online world, right? Because we're all online these days. So thank you so much for sharing this. And since you obviously have been on the TV show, I'm doing this in quotation marks because you actually haven't been in the studio. You were on screen like we are right now, and we would love to know from you all the behind the scenes information, because our alumni can obviously apply for season 3 and they want to know all the tips and tricks behind the scenes. So please share some cool tips and tricks with us.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I was introduced to the show through another LinkedIn connection who was also on the show the first season. So I would recommend going back and just watching all of the seasons, watching all the episodes. The way I did is I picked out all the advice and kind of applied it to my pitch because I knew what they were looking for in a pitch. Make sure your branding is, all around you. Make sure you have that set up. Make sure you're rehearsing your pitch well before you do it. I have a horrible memory, so for me to memorize even the 2-minute pitch was crazy. I did do a little bit of reading, and I got a little dinged on that. But at the end of the day, if you're reading with passion and you really getting it out there, what you want. As long as that point's getting across, I think you'll do well. Some of the behind the scenes, like I said, make sure you have some good technology, good lighting, and all of that stuff, because it will be shown on TV as well. So you want to be as prepared in that aspect as you can. But yeah, it's been a great experience. Like I said, I got a lot of great feedback, which is good.
Awesome.
David talked earlier about practice.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. Just keep practicing your pitch. And with Little ELeague, we have purposeful practices, and we want to make sure that don't just go and sit down and start playing games. Have a reason and have a strategy behind what you're going to do that day, and get better and better every day by changing habits or just like anything you do in life and sports or anything like that. It's the practice that's going to make you better.
Oh, that's such great advice. And I love that we are all about practicing, because I feel like everyone, just like in school or especially in sports, right? Everyone knows, well, you have to practice. You're not a pro on the first day, probably also not on the second, and maybe not even in the first year. So I think this applies so much for entrepreneurship too, because I'm also coming from a sports background. I was a gymnast, and there's a lot of practice involved, and so is with entrepreneurship, where you go do it over and over again. Some things work out, some things don't. So thank you so much for sharing this. So now we know everything about your business on the show, but we obviously also want to know where you want to go in the future, right? Like, what are your big dreams and plans for your business?
Well, we'd love to implement Little ELeague all over the country. We think there's great value in having kids, come out of their rooms and into a team environment where we can teach them those values. Right now, we're kind of still in kind of startup mode with COVID and everything. All last year, we had an arena and a facility that we were working out of last year. Fortunately, we had to close that down because of COVID. So we're looking for other partners in other places. I'm actually sitting in a facility. It's called The Link. It's in St. Johns County here in Nocatee, Florida. It's an entrepreneurial and innovation hub, high-tech facility, and so we're working with them and partnering with them to be able to bring our youth program here, so kids can come and be here and learn and play. And so that's one thing that we're doing here. And we're also working with a lot of the charity and other organizations. Obviously, Junior Achievement, the Northeast Florida chapter here, I was involved with them even before the show, doing career fairs and things like that at high school. So we go and talk to the students about all the opportunities that are in gaming and coding and esports and broadcasting, all of the same careers that you think are in traditional sports, strength and conditioning coaches, there's nutritionists, everything. Yeah. So we want to educate them on that. It's not a waste of time if you're doing the things that you love and you're pursuing the things that you're passionate about. And so that's kind of our next step. We are in kind of a fundraising mode. That's why we've been on the pitch show. We're trying to get some additional interest and partners and funding to really make this thing really take off, so we can reach as many students as we can.
That's incredible. And fingers crossed from our side that it actually works out. So if anyone is watching, if you know someone who's interested in what John does, feel free to connect with him right up here, or we will link everything on our website so you can find all the information. And as a last question, this is my favorite question every single week, is we would love to know your best tip, or if you can't choose one, you can go up to 3 tips for aspiring entrepreneurs.
One, just have a passion, for what you're doing. If you're not really loving what you're doing, it's going to show to everyone else. And so that's one of the main things. Do your research. Diligence is key. Is what you're working on, is it viable? Is it a good solution? Is it solving a purpose? Are you making an impact by doing what you're doing? So that's 2. I'll leave it at those. But yeah, and then the last one, I guess, is really form a really good team. And I'm fortunate to have a really good team behind me. JMS Insights. I've got Roy with Karuka Culture, who does a lot of our diversity training and things like that. Just get out there, LinkedIn. I can ramble on. I'm sorry, I'm going more than 3.
No, all great. You go.
Yeah.
No, this is so great, and we're so thankful to have you, how I call it, in the JA family. And every week I actually say, hey, let's jump on an Instagram Live in a year from now to see, where your business is going. Maybe you're doing something totally different, or you're actually going the exact same way you planned. So thank you so much, John, for being on the show today. We are very grateful. Good luck for all the endeavors you want to go through, and let's hope that we can find some more investors for your great business.
No,
Also,
I appreciate it. Yeah,
awesome.
You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm there all the time.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And for everyone, tune in next week. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.